thing is, I do believe there was talk about these things. I believe if we study history, the Confederates were able to shoot pterodactyls, back in the Civil War, and they spread these things out. Anybody can look it up online.
Google it
They
yourself.
spread these things out, and this is a historical fact. So, they spread this thing out, and it's got a huge winglet. It was a pterodactyl they shot. So, of course, these things have been around. Now, they went extinct, obviously, slowly, but surely. And so...
What I'm saying is Jesus wrote a dinosaur to work. That's history. It's in the Bible. How to Train Your Dragon.
Historical facts.
And if you don't believe it, do your own research. Pull up Google. You'll find the picture, I promise.
Oh my god.
Thank you, John Gleason, Godless engineer, for gifting me this beautiful moment. Y'all remember when they tried to cancel Steven Spielberg for posing with an animatronic triceratops animal rights activist?
Back it up.
Hit it from the back.
Cloaca. Historical facts.
Eat my ass, BP. You're down here bailing on the rest of us because you don't want to process your grief and shame like a normal person by drinking and mistreating strangers.
No, Rick. It is you who must nibble my cloaca, or bird asshole.
Everyone knows what a cloaca is.
back in the Civil War, and they spread these things out. Anybody can look it up online. They spread these things out, and this is a historical fact. So, they spread this thing out, and it's got a huge winglet. It's a pterodactyl.
Hey,
so, of course, these things have been around. Now, they went
this
extinct,
person just bought
slowly,
you a bear.
but surely. And so...
Paul Bunyan was sharing some Funyuns with his pet velociraptor.
Whoa.
Oh, you thought it was an ox? Roll back the clock. Let me knock the socks off. Historical facts.
I didn't cut out. You heard me. You a pervert or something? Okay.
What's up, heathens? How y'all doing? Hopefully my mic is okay and everything. It kind of scrambled to get everything set up tonight like I normally do. But we have all of our buttons working and everything like that. So hopefully that'll be, good enough to, be relatively technical difficulty free. What's up, heathens? How y'all doing? Tonight, we're going to be checking in on a Christian that claims that our human anatomy proves that God exists. There are several different ways in which he could go about proving this. I'm guessing some of it is going to be like, for the Bible tells me so kind of thing. But my guess is that he's going to be completely wrong on how our bodies operate in general. So, if you want to fuck around and find out how the human body definitely does not destroy atheism, then please stay tuned.
What's up, heathens? How y'all doing? A lot of things are great when they're thick. But you know what shouldn't be thick? Your wallet. I mean, look at this thing. Stop treating your wallet like it's an industrial-sized Swiss Army knife and get yourself a Ridge wallet. Just look at that size reduction. Instead of having a big old thing, now you got a little one. I have to say I love the low profile of these wallets because then when you sit down, it doesn't feel like you're getting sodomized by a boulder. Also, your cash and cards are easily accessible, so you don't have to stand there and awkwardly sip through the collection of receipts that you keep for no reason. This would be a perfect Father's Day gift, and if you use the code Godless Engineer, then you'll get 15% off your order. They come in over 30 colors and styles, including this forged ember and burnt titanium. Get yourself a Ridge wallet today by going to ridge.com/Godless Engineer. All right, now go on and enjoy your show.
Yeah, so we are again sponsored on this live stream by Ridge Wallets. I really appreciate them sponsoring the channel here. You know, Mother's Day is coming up, and those Ridge Wallets actually make pretty good, you know, things to carry all your cards and stuff in, and money and whatnot in your purse or whatever. So, you know, it's not only for men, it can also be for women. So hit up ridge.com/godless engineer, and you too can get 15% off those pretty awesome wallets. So now we did make a decision, and I didn't let the Skeptic Mafia know first, but just so that everybody knows here, this month we were going to be donating to the Michael J. Fox Foundation. And the reason why we're donating to Michael J. Fox for Parkinson's is because they seem to be the ones that do the most for Parkinson's, the most research for Parkinson's. It's also Parkinson's Awareness Month. So that's another reason why we decided to go with it. But as far as which place we went with, Michael J. Fox does the most research.
This person just bought an express ticket to hell.
Thank you there, Rudy, who says, let's check the damned button. Thank you so much. It seems like the notifications are doing well tonight. And we got Daniel M. that also says, David says good night. Good night, David. I hope you have a great night. I hope you had a great week and an awesome weekend. We'll see you next week there, buddy. So if you don't know, a portion of all the revenue that we generate here on Godless Engineer goes to a charity each month. And so we're probably going to be donating to, I'm not sure who we're going to be donating to for May, but I definitely promise I will let the Skeptic Mafia know as soon as we figure something out. So that's all with that. And of course, first, you know what we got to do? You know what's first up? Today I learned. Oh, I got to get my shit. No, I got it. Yeah, I know. Anyways, first up is Today I Learned. Today I learned. Woohoo! Oh man, it's been a hell of a week. Oh, we got Ned Silver doing a super chat.
Hey, ain't nobody gonna be fighting over this $5. It's all mine.
Ned Silver says, hey, haven't been able to catch you live for a while. Just wanted to pop in, say hi, and I'll check out the live later. Hey, thank you so much there, Ned. And just in case anybody's wondering what I'm drinking tonight, this is actually an Arnold Palmer, but it's got some moonshine in it. So we're doing the Blue Flame moonshine from no, it's not Old Smoky, is it? Yeah, it's Old Smoky. Old Smoky Blue Flame. So it's so alcoholic you can light it on fire. Yep. Her cutting board right now is disinfected for the next century. So that'll be nice. Anyways, first up on Today I learned that apparently Lauren Boebert and Marjorie Taylor Greene aren't friends. Like, this has just shocked so many people, including me. Like, how are they not friends? They literally share the same fucking views. They always talk with each other, or not with, but like in every time one of them mentions something, it's like the other one mentions it as well. And so it just, I don't know, it's very perplexing. Ain't
nobody gonna be fighting over this $5. It's all mine.
Thank you so much there, Quentin. Quentin says, sending in my tithe for the last couple of weeks. Won't make it tonight, out at a concert. Woo! Way to go there, Quentin. Yeah, definitely enjoy that concert over the bullshit that we're going over tonight. Cause I'm sure it'll be a shit show in the comments later. But anyways, so this has really rattled the political multiverse here, that Lauren Boebert and Marjorie Taylor Greene aren't friends, and have had heated arguments where people had to step in. It doesn't surprise me that they've had those kind of arguments, because they kind of act like they're middle schoolers, but you know, it's very surprising. And then next on Today I learned that when Taco Bell first opened in 1962, apparently a lot of people were unsure as how to pronounce taco, often calling them tacos, before the correct pronunciation became widely known. I mean, honestly, I've lived with tacos like throughout my entire life, obviously. So I don't understand how somebody can look at that word and be like, what? Tacos? What the fuck is a taco? Taco. Drew's Book Review says, woohoo! GE is live. Hello, how is everyone? Just wasting characters for my free super chat. So, hello, how are you? Hope you are having a good night. Hope you're having a good night too, and I guarantee you, I've got 2 shots of moonshine in here, and we are gonna be going downhill quick tonight. Because the video is shit. Anyways, I didn't get a third Today I Learned. So sorry about that, but I'm making up for it with the comments, and I got Brosephus coming in to make a fool out of himself. But first we've got comments of the day. Comments of the day. Prepare to face palm yourself into next week. Oh, there we go. All right, so we got some killer comments this week. First up is this one. Oh wait, we gotta get the appropriate. There we go. This is a comment background now. I have set my rainbow in the clouds, and it will be the sign. Oh wait, I'm not reading this correctly. I have set my rainbow in the clouds, and it will be the sign of the covenant between me and the earth. Genesis 9:13. Quite interesting. We're going to be in Genesis tonight with the video, but God, and then it's got God grabbing a rainbow and saying, and the Lord said, nope, this is mine. So, like, that's not how rainbows work. I mean, rainbows are literally just a scattering of the electromagnetic spectrum that reflect different wavelengths of electromagnetic frequencies. So I don't understand how God could grab, like, so right now, in order to be able to see that, it's got to be filled with light. And since rainbows are just light separated into its different frequencies, I don't understand how he's able to grab the rainbow through all of the other light that he has to get through. Also, why am I thinking that God is just a giant fucking Sasquatch? That's what it looks like. There's a giant Sasquatch in the water. You can see his face down there, and he's grabbing, like he's trying to get out of the water, and he's just grabbing a rainbow. Like, I fucking have no clue how any of this makes sense. I mean, I thought the Sasquatch was Esau. You know that on Mormonism? Mormons think that Esau is Bigfoot? Like, is this Esau grabbing it? I mean, I have no fucking clue. I'm so thoroughly fucking confused. Cadence in the side chat says, I think that's a fucking Bob Ross painting. Don't insult Bob Ross. I'm gonna put a happy little Bigfoot right here. There's never more than one Bigfoot. This will be our little secret. You understand me? This is our secret Bigfoot. Anyways, God just made my camera blink, I think. All right, next up, we got some Frank Turek. God's signature is not just in the sail. It's in all of creation. God is as necessary to the universe as a band is to music. Once the band stops playing, the music is over. So, like, I mean, you don't necessarily have to have a band in order to have music. I mean, I guess I just don't understand like what he's trying to say. Like, I understand that he's saying that God's signature is everywhere, but it's like at that point, doesn't God's signature become meaningless? I mean, it's a lot like a doctor's handwriting. Like, we don't know what the fuck they wrote. They just scribbled some Gesundheit. Our house is intact, by the way, just so everybody knows it didn't blow out the back. Anyways, so if you're gonna reduce God's signature down to just everything that exists with no perceivable thing that connects any of them together, I feel like it just becomes meaningless at that point. Like God's signature is just literally meaningless. And I feel like that doesn't help you in your position there, Frank, but whatever. But yeah, this is a bad analogy in general. How did he know you were holding your phone? Has he got a fucking camera up in this bitch? So I saw this from him at Meta today.
Drinking all that beer, GE.
Just for that, I'll take a swig through my straw. We got Math Wiz who says the difference is I can actually see the band and shake hands with the performers. That's a good point. You can't do that with God. Basically, what Frank Turek did was reduce God down to God's signature, at least, like subatomic particles. It seems like, I mean, if you want to reduce God's signature down to that, I mean, fine, but at the same time, that makes it meaningless. But yeah, definitely, you can definitely shake hands with the performers and shit. For some reason, my camera is just it's going. If it keeps going in and out, I'm gonna try to fix it, and that'll end up well. Anyways, the transformed wife. She says, my grandma couldn't nurse one of her babies. She bought a goat and gave her baby raw goat's milk. That baby is in her 90s and is healthy as a horse. There's a baby formula shortage? Buy a goat. It's far healthier than baby formula. I mean, bitch, you think people can just go out and buy goats? Like, it's not the logistics of like buying a goat, putting it in your car or truck or minivan or whatever, and then taking it back to your house. It's like you've got to have space for a goat. You got to be able to feed that goat. You got to be able to take care of that goat and shit. Plus, I don't want to feed my child raw goat's milk. Also, you think that something that your mom or grandma, I shouldn't even say, somebody fed a child raw goat's milk when they were a baby, and apparently it means that you can live to be 90 and still kick like a horse or something? Or healthy as a horse? What? Yes, honey, I do know the kind of meltdown the HOA would have if we bought a goat and put it out back. Mm-hmm. Shannon Q asks, how do they pasteurize the milk? Are you kidding me? You think that, I mean, I imagine this woman putting the baby directly up to the goat udder and just suck on it. Come on, you can do it. Are you sure? She bought a goat and gave her baby raw goat's milk. How much more raw can you get than just suckling at the teat of a goat? I mean, apparently it'll keep you healthy as a horse till you're 90. Because, I mean, I didn't know that, like... No, I don't want a goat. I don't want any of this shit. Like, this seems crazy. I'd rather not. Like, I don't drink milk for the most part, for one. For two, I feel like it would just taste weird. I mean, would it not? Like, does goat's milk taste exactly like cow's milk? Yeah, I've never had goat cheese. So I don't know. Okay. Anyways, this is still fucking crazy. And I don't advise anybody to feed their baby raw goat's milk. All right. I've seen a license plate like this before, okay? Yeah, yes, undecided middle ground. The trick is to become the president of the HOA. You don't have you will get a golf cart if you become president. I think they just hand you one. No. Anyways, Jesus, I thrust in you. And this was all done by a person that calls him the Jizz Lord. You can't call yourself the Jizz Lord and say that you thrust in Jesus. Oh my God, this is too on the nose. Like, did somebody write it? Like, somebody had to have vandalized the car. Like, they saw the Jizz Lord. Mm-hmm. I mean, I don't know. I mean, I think it would be fine. I mean, there have been states that have not approved like atheist license plates. KC would definitely play that on blast. Y'all haven't heard her come home. When she comes home and she's alone in the car, she's got her volume up and it's, they see me rolling, they hating.
It's true.
And she will be blasting that for the HOA because they're always trying to catch her riding dirty. Yeah. Anyways, the Jizz Lord is thrusting in Jesus tonight, so we can all rest easy knowing that for some fucking reason. All right, next is this person right here. We're gonna take it one thing at a time. So first up is this. A numerologist I follow says that we are made to live 120 years old.
2 Timothy, what the fuck ever?
Daniel
Shut the
M
fuck
says,
up.
if you see 2 posts by me, there was some weird shit happening and it posted twice. Oh, okay, on the comp. Gotcha. Okay. We are made to live to 120 years old. That we should expect to make it to that age. Uh-oh. I think I need to refund one of Daniel's super chats. Thank you there, Daniel. She says we are children until 30s when we hit adulthood, and then not really older, mature adults until our 50s. She also said we should plan to keep creating and doing stuff until we are at least 90. I agree. I am going to 120. Okay, good for you.
Hey, ain't nobody gonna be fighting over this $5. It's all mine.
I love that particular. All right, next. I did. Oh, he did. 69. 69 is still just nice. Anyways, next, this person says it's a different person, but they say 120 is when our hair is meant to turn back from white, and we grow our 3rd set of adult teeth if we haven't already, according to some sources. But there are also physical written records of people reaching 600 years in China, who are notorious for paperwork and honor of accuracy. So that would be more reliable than me saying there are documents in London. What? Like, that's not even how the human body works. I think, what's the oldest person's probably somewhere around 120. Let's see. How old is the oldest person in the world? 118 years old. Oh, well, apparently is a Japanese woman, and she died at 119. So I mean, that's a fucking good run right there. Damn.
A small portion
Darren
of this donation went to beer.
Darren Wright supplying the alcohol. Try not to go too fast on this moonshine. Darren Wright says, thank you so much for picking the Michael J. Fox Foundation for your charity. I was diagnosed with young onset Parkinson's disease 7 years ago. You have no idea how much this means to me. And then Asexual Atheist says, for the cause. Thank you so much there, Asexual Atheist. And Darren, when
you are blessed by Christ, ma'am. or sir.
Let's get the Jesus come cup.
You are blessed.
Darren, we were definitely considering what you had said on the last live stream about Parkinson's and everything like that. So we definitely appreciate you talking about it and everything and bringing our awareness to it. So appreciate you there. Shit, my camera's still going out. All right, let's move on to the next one. I don't know what else to say about this other than all of this is just some crazy shit. Now, let's talk about how to fix the shit that we're in right now, okay? This is how we fix the Biden economy, all right? Now, y'all listen to me. I was just sniffing up all the truth. That's what I was doing right now. Just crushing it up, being like, all the truth. Okay. How we fix the Biden economy. Number 1. Tie the dollar to gold and or Bitcoin, because that won't be a bad thing. Abolish the federal minimum wage, because fuck that shit and paying people for the work they do a living wage. Abolish the Department of Education, EPA, and other useless entities like OSHA. There ain't no OSHA in hell. I love that phrase. Anyways, repeal Obamacare. Nobody wants health care. We want to die in the gutter. End food stamps because people hate fucking food. End the Social Security because why else would we want to pay old people to be old? And then implement a 15% flat tax that'll definitely not favor the rich. Anyways, none of this at all.
Donating this much only makes me drink more.
Yep. So the flat tax is a bad idea. Ending all of those things is a bad idea. Tying the dollar to either gold or so tying it to gold would actually be going backwards in our development. The gold standard was how shit was initially done. But, tying it to the gold standard? Oh, okay. Oh, did it? Maybe that's a good idea. I don't know. I mean, that's yeah, you got a point there about tying it to gold would help keep inflation down. But the part I'm focusing on is Bitcoin. Why would that be a good idea? I have no idea. Undecided Middle Ground says, for Darren. Thank you so much there, Middle Ground. And we got Elizabeth Richardson saying weekly tithe for this month's charity. Way to go there, Elizabeth. Thank you so much. Serenian points out a good point, or has a good point. Then price of gold would have to be fixed.
Here comes the gravy train.
And I mean, I think gold fluctuates. So, anyways, none of this is gonna quote unquote fix the economy, but also this would be the economy that Biden inherited from Trump. Like, especially initially and everything. Of course, he's done several things now, but I feel like it takes a much longer time than 4 years to see the effect of a presidency on the economy. Like that's a long-term effect. That's not like a short-term. kind of thing. But anyways, let's get through all of these comments so we can get to Brosephus. You probably need to prep him or something. I don't know. You're not a fluffer. Next up is this person saying, every time I search for news and I immediately get 50 results of fact check false, I know whatever I'm researching is 100% true. Like, they're literally telling you, hey, we've looked into this. It's not true. And apparently to this person, that means that it's true. How are we supposed to combat this kind of logic here? Because it's like, I'm literally showing you the reasons why this is false, and they're like, nope, it's true because you're fighting so hard against it. Okay, I'm not really. I'm just saying, hey, bad info. Here's why. And, you know, it's just that I can't fucking stand people like this. It really fucking makes me hateful.
I blew my load.
Uh-oh. I Heart Dogs blew KC's load, saying more for Parkinson's research. Thank you so much there, I Heart Dogs. All right. So that's going to be it for the comments and everything like that tonight. I appreciate everybody that's done super chats tonight. You guys are being quite awesome. So thank you so much for that. We are going to be going into Brosephus, and I want to say anything that Brosephus says should not be taken as fact. I think any reasonable person would know that he is not going to be telling you anything that's true. Just as a preface there, okay? All right. Let's bring out Brosephus. Hey, Brosephus! I'm going to go get him. What in the fuck do you want? Shit, I've got to explain shit to you and your dippy fucking friends. Rude. I will be as rude as God allows me to be, which is pretty much, you know, as rude as I can be. It is like, you know, you should blame your husband for this shit. Okay? He's the one that didn't set shit up. And now I've got to go in and fix it and everything. And you know how I am with technology. Nope, your lucky tits don't show up on here. All right, this is the one he's got for me tonight. Oh, Heather Brown sent in the super chat. Blowing KC's load there.
I blew my load.
That's right. Anyways, Heather Brown just wanted to do that. You are getting wore out tonight there. He might. I mean, I don't know. He is liberal, so maybe not. Maybe he just likes to watch like the cuck he is. Yeah, I know, liberal cuck. What? For what? Being a dick. I'm just stating facts. Isn't that what it doesn't cuck mean man of the house? No? Are you sure? I don't know. I feel like that's probably in the Urban Dictionary. It means he's the man of the house. Anyways, all right. So how can a javelin destroy a tank? Oh, fuck. You don't even want to know. Okay, so basically what they do. Apparently, this is fucking hilarious to KC over here. Anyways, basically what you got there is a Brosephus, and he's throwing a javelin, and he's about to destroy a tank. Now, what you don't know is that javelin is made out of a special material. When he throws that son of a bitch up in the air, it collects all the potential energy as it climbs into the air, and then it also collects the kinetic energy that it generates as it careens down to the earth. Now, what it does is it electrifies and makes the entire javelin structure unstable to the point where it turns into very volatile uranium. Okay, it does this transformation all up in the air. Okay, so it's coming down. It's just a uranium nuclear fucking type of bomb, and then it goes, and it's like a little mini nuke that lands on top of the fucking tank. Okay, so I mean that's basically how these javelins work. They go, and it's because they turn into uranium, an unstable uranium that causes it to explode.
Donating this much only makes me drink more.
Ned Silver telling me to quit drinking, but I will keep. Woo, shit. GE got that moonshine again, didn't he? Yeah. Ned says he has the power of anime and God on his side. That's true. The power of God is how it can transform from the iron structure that it starts out as into pure nuclear-fied uranium as it's careening back down to Earth. But can you imagine over there in Ukraine right now, you got a whole bunch of these motherfuckers just lined up, ready, waiting for a tank, and then it's like, all right, your turn, number 516. And he's just like, I got this. And he runs out there and he's like, throws it up there like he's fucking Zeus, and then blows up, and he's like, my job is done. They're a one and done kind of resource right there. Isn't that right? Javelins are one and done. Anyways, so that's how that works. I hope you guys are a little bit more educated on the current war in Ukraine. That's right, Ukraine. All right, well, I guess I'm going to go, and I will see you heathens later. Don't forget to do whatever the fuck and go to hell and burn there. Bye, y'all. Well, shit, I thought that I was going to... There we go. Now, listen, GE best pay me for them ridge ads and stuff. Yeah, I have not seen my payment yet.
You live here.
So?
Free.
So?
That's how you feel.
Is it? Well, I mean, I guess I'll just have to take it. That's right, you're gonna take it. They're fucking Brosephus. Anyways. So yeah, that's not a javelin, by the way. Well, that's not a javelin missile. It's a javelin, like, well, I guess with it being like an object that gets thrown through the air, it is a missile. It's not an anti-tank weapon, okay? The javelins that you see are pretty cool. And those, I think those were the weapons that Trump was preventing the Ukrainians from having, right? Oh, really? Biden's coming to North Alabama? Oh, the production facility in Troy. Okay, interesting. That's cool. Apparently Biden is coming to Alabama to visit the production facility for these motherfuckers. Anyways. Yeah. You know, that's a good point, because there's also a Blue Origin manufacturing facility, or some kind of, it looks like a manufacturing facility. We got a lot of shit that goes on here that people don't seem to know about. We did have the storehouse of the ISS here, or we do. Sorry, honey. No. I mean, you seem to have a lot of really good input. I Heart Dog says, I love Tipsy GE and KC's laugh. You haven't even seen me tipsy yet. Anyways, that's going to be it for shitty ass science tonight, or this TED Talk. Now we're going to get on into the video. So this guy does have a whiteboard, and I considered bringing my whiteboard up. No, I didn't. I'm explaining why I didn't bring it up. The guy doesn't really use it, and you'll see what I mean by not really using it. Okay, so that's why I decided not to bring my whiteboard up tonight and like do this entire thing standing and stuff. But it's quite interesting, his logic that he presents in this video. So what we're getting into is how the human anatomy proves that God exists, and therefore it proves atheists wrong, right? Atheists are wrong for not believing in God or saying that God doesn't exist, or rather his particular God doesn't exist. So he's going to be telling us why his God does exist, and it's for the worst reasons. But hold on, I did forget to add something. Let me see. Oh, I'm so sorry, honey, that you did that. I'm sorry your foot hurts. It's from kicking all that ass. Okay. One of my game thingies. Oh, the Switch? Okay. I'm sorry you dropped the Switch on your foot. All right, hold on. I just gotta say, because it's gonna be very very much needed. It looks a little weird because of the green screen action, but you know, that's what it is. Okay. All right, so it looks like my headset's still connected. That's good. I've been having a little bit of trouble with that. Okay. All right, so now we're going to figure out how fruit proves that God exists.
Right, today I'm going to talk about something that yet again proves the Bible to be 100% true, without error, without spot, wrinkle, or blemish.
We're starting off strong here, my man. So basically, the Bible is 100% true without a single blemish in it. Already, right off the bat, it's kind of bullshit. Because it's bullshit because there are several things in the Bible that we know are not true. Like, we know that the world was not created in 6 literal days. We know that the inflation happened and then 300,000 years passed before atoms were even able to form. We know a lot of things about the Bible are not true. So this, I mean, however you want to interpret the Bible to be the God that you think exists, that's fine. But you cannot literally interpret Genesis to be true history. You just can't.
If you want to know anything about the history of mankind, read the Bible. The anatomy of man. Anatomy. What is it?
This is the extent of the use of the whiteboard in this video. He writes anatomy out of frame and so high, like he's trying. Oh, fuck me. Hold on. I gotta get my face off of there. There we go. Okay. Here we fucking go. So he acts like, oh well, shit. I don't know. These are bad. No, these are bad.
Hey, dipshit. This person just bought you a bear.
Thank you there, Math Wiz. Technical issues with GE. Thank you so much. Okay, it looks like I just gotta deactivate it and then reactivate it, which is gonna be if it keeps doing that, it's gonna be a little agitating. Anyways, so that's pretty much the extent of the use of the whiteboard. He writes it at the very top, out of frame, and he acts like he's going to be using the whiteboard extensively, yet he doesn't. He never does. He never uses the whiteboard for anything. He stands in front of it with anatomy written just out of frame the entire time. Daniel M.
Hey, dipshit. This person just bought you a bear.
Daniel M says, you got yourself pretty good with the freeze frame there. Thank you. Thank you so much there, Daniel. I appreciate that. But so he's about to get into his argument, and it's a whopper. We do have some For the Bible Tells Me So to get through. But anyways, let's get to it.
Anatomy of someone's body. Now you turn to Genesis. Let's go chapter 1, Genesis chapter 1, starting verse 26. And God said, let us make man in our image, after our likeness, and let them have dominion over the fish of the sea, and over the fowl of the air, and over the cattle, and over all the earth, and over every creeping thing that creepeth upon the earth. So God created man in his own image. In the image of God created he him. Male and female created he them. And God blessed them, and God said unto them, be fruitful and multiply and replenish the earth, and subdue it, and have dominion over the fish of the sea, and over the fowl of the air, and over every living thing that moveth upon the earth. And God said, behold, I have given you every herb bearing seed, which is upon the face.
Honey, that's the For the Bible Tells Me So jingle that I got from Paul. Yeah.
Of all the earth, and every tree, in the which is the fruit of a tree yielding seed, to you it shall be for meat. And to every beast of the earth, and to every fowl of the air, and to everything that creepeth upon the earth, wherein there is life, I have given every green herb for meat. And it was so. And God saw everything that he had made, and behold, it was very good. And the evening and the morning were the sixth day. Let's go to verse 29 and really dissect that. And God said, behold, I have given you every herb bearing seed, which is upon the face of all the earth, and every tree, in the which is the fruit of a tree yielding seed, to you it shall be for meat. Now, if you do any sort of study in human anatomy, you will realise that a human being, as it's called in the modern vocabulary.
In the modern, like, were we not human beings before? Or I guess he just meant, like, I don't know. Cadence says, is this proof video or a sermon? Snores. I wanted him to get out his For the Bible Tells Me So bit, because that's what he's going to heavily lean on the rest of the video. So I wanted him to get all that out initially, and now he's going to go into all of his reasons and stuff. But as far as us being called human beings now, like, I guess I don't know. It just that seems like it was a little weird for him to mention it like that. We got Rudy Kesley saying he's just a ball of excitement. Well, now this comes from a KJV only channel.
Hey, ain't nobody gonna be fighting over this $5. It's all mine.
It comes from a KJV 1611 only kind of channel. So yeah, he's not as enthusiastic as like Steven Anderson is, but he's got his arguments are just as bad.
Is a frugivorous creature by design. It is not a carnivore. It is not it's basically like you have a sports car and you put 91 octane fuel in it. If you're an omnivore, like you're putting good fuel in, but you're not putting the optimal fuel in the car. It can run on that.
Okay, so he's comparing humans to cars and food to fuel, and saying that we're basically, by being an omnivore, you're putting in 91 grade or whatever in the fuck fuel, which you can run off of that, but it'll clog your shit up and everything, I guess, is what he's getting at. Like it's not optimally healthy for you. Which, I mean, as far as human beings go, we are omnivores, and being omnivores, we derive different nutrients from different things, and that's why we have an omnivorous diet. And we've evolved to be that way. So, I mean, to claim that an omnivore diet is akin to like the worst food that you could put in your body, I really don't think that it meets that right there.
But it's not the 98, the high octane, which is what fruits and vegetables are for men and women. Everybody knows that fruit and vegetables are healthy, and that is what we should be eating. But a lot of people like to try and justify their bad habits by saying that a meat-only diet is healthy, or cheeseburgers, or high cholesterol foods. Don't eat the bun, eat the burger meat and the cheese and that, and it's healthy for you.
Who says that eating hamburgers are healthy? Like, if I had to pick a healthy food, it would not be like hamburgers as far as health goes. And I mean, I don't know. Are there people that are like, I only eat meat, like a carnivorous kind of diet? Like a carnivorous diet where you only eat meat doesn't seem like it would be healthy. Just like a fruitarian or a vegetarian. Well, I'm not saying vegetarian thing is unhealthy, but as far as like a strict vegan diet, you still have to take supplements, because on a strict vegan diet, you're not getting all the nutrients that you need. So it seems to me like sticking somewhere in the middle with an omnivorous diet of good healthy food like the fruits and vegetables that he's talking about, but also a healthy mixture of meats in there as well. I'm not saying like McDonald's burgers every day or something like that. I'm just saying that a healthy diet is going to contain a mixture of things.
Even though people get high cholesterol, and one of the biggest killers in the earth is heart attacks, which is due to high fat, high cholesterol, saturated fat, trans fat diet that clogs your arteries and doesn't allow blood to pump around in your body, which causes a heart attack.
While true, that can happen. That doesn't happen for everybody, but also, if like for instance, I'm nowhere near a vegetarian or vegan diet, but as far as all of the levels for like cholesterol and everything like that, I have to get checked out like every 3 months. And the only problem that I usually have as far as all my levels go is my sugar levels. which is kind of interesting because he seems to here in a minute, if I remember correctly, he makes an argument for a fruitarian diet where he primarily eating fruits, but also some veggies and everything like that. Eating that kind of diet is a high sugar diet, and that comes with its own problems. But we'll get to that whenever he brings up what you should be eating.
But you look at all the animals in nature that eat fruit and vegetables, right? A lot of you people out there probably think that these are your ancestors. The bonobos, the chimpanzees, the gorillas, the orangutans, that sort of creature, the baboons, all these creatures, the ape type creature, they all eat herbs and fruits and vegetables.
he's really hitting a trigger word for KC over there with herbs. He's eating a herb, he's eating a person. But so while true, those do eat like fruits and veggies, berries, and all that other stuff. We are not bonobos and these other kinds of animals. Now, they eat things that, you know, they have evolved to live on, right? So them eating those things give them the healthy balance of nutrients that they get, right? I know. I think chimps and stuff, they'll also snack on some ants on occasion or whatever. But the point is that they eat a diet that provides them with the nutrients that they need. We evolved differently into a more omnivorous diet, and we can eat, you know, meat as well. Which I wonder. See, what do bonobos eat? Let's say bonobos. They love to feast on fruit. They also eat leaves, flowers, seeds, bark, fungus, and honey. More than 113 types of plants make up their diet. But the thing is that the plants they eat, everything that they eat provides them with the nutrients that they need. And again, we are not bonobos. Apparently, Darren Wright said that they also stick their fingers in their ass and eat their own poo. So, you know, that fiber comes back around.
And that is and look at their anatomy. It is so closely designed to us.
No, bonobos' anatomy is not designed just like we are not designed. They evolved to live in a specific environment off of a very specific, you know, amount of food and types of food. And so have we. In fact, the reason why our brains were able to increase in size and complexity and everything like that is because we started to eat meat. We started getting these nutrients that we would need in order to have the size of brains that we have. Like the Australopithecus afarensis showed us that we actually learned to walk before our brains started to grow like that. But it was our ability to eat meat, and then and then later on when we started cooking our food, that also you know, allowed our brains to grow bigger. So those are interesting counterpoints to his whole idea here.
Most carnivores have a very short digestive tract relative to their body length, so that when they're eating rotten food, you can get passed straight out very quickly, like dogs, hyenas, lions, cats, things like this. They can pass meat very quickly, but the human body has a very long digestive tract in relation to its body, which a lot of you people would know. So what we are designed to do is to eat fruit and have it go through our body and take a long time so we can get as much nutrients and vitamins, minerals, sugars, fats, proteins out of it as possible. So,
well, I mean, I'm not exactly sure what how long our digestive tract has to do with what we can eat. I didn't think to look this up before. Let's see. All right. Let's see. How does a long digestive tract help you digest food? In your large intestine, more water moves from your GI tract to your bloodstream. Bacteria in your large intestine can help break down remaining nutrients and make vitamin K link. Waste products in digestion, including parts of food that are still too large, become stool. Okay. I mean, what I'm getting out of it is just that when we evolved from ancestor, we evolved in such a way to where we could digest these things and extract the nutrients out of the stuff that we were eating. I mean, that's what that says to me. I'm not a doctor, and I'm not like a biologist or anything like that, so I don't. Oh shit. Yeah. I look like I got to poop there, hun? Thank you. I know you're just there to help. Like Kent Hovind. But like I said, I'm not a biologist, nor am I a doctor. So I'm not exactly sure as to what effect like our large intestine has on what we can eat. I can definitely see how it would provide more options for us to, pull nutrients out of different things, which would include meat. So, I mean, this is just evolution. Like, this all just screams evolution to me, not anything else.
the Bible is plain as day when it says that God designed man to eat fruits and vegetables. When God created the heaven and the earth, he didn't create it for men and women to be slaughtering animals and killing them and drinking their blood and eating their blood like some of you people out there do.
Like, are people out here drinking the blood of animals? Like, I'm wondering if maybe he's just talking about, like, the blood that exists within steaks and other things like that.
2 Timothy, what the fuck ever? Shut the fuck up.
Mathwiz says carnivores tend to have shorter digestive tracts than omnivores, since longer digestive tracts help digest plants. Okay. I see what you're saying there. Thank you so much there, Mathwiz, for correcting me on that. Like I said, I'm not a biologist, so I don't fucking know, but what separates us from, the bonobos and other animals that primarily rely on fruit, just seems like evolution is the point that I was trying to make earlier. But as far as like drinking blood, like somebody mentioned that apparently there are some tribes in Africa that drink the blood of animals, maybe. That seems incredibly unhealthy to me. But in any case, us being omnivores means that we can digest meat. Now, everything in moderation, obviously, because like with the primarily fruit-based diet, unless you take supplements, unless you take supplements, you're going to be missing out on a lot of different things like iron, calcium, vitamin D, zinc, omega-3 fatty acids, and B vitamins. And that ends up causing a lot of problems for anybody on that kind of diet. Some of those include dry skin and brittle hair, fatigue, low mood, depression, weakened bones, reduced immunity, weakened muscles, cognitive difficulties. That kind of explains his video. And then life-threatening complications. You're fine. So anyways, everything in moderation. And I mean, there are times when I get stuck on things. Mostly I get stuck on chicken. Like I don't even get stuck on like steaks, although sometimes, we'll go a couple weeks and have steak at least once a week, maybe. Well, that's steaks cooked at home, not like eating out at Outback every single, on the grill, like a person. But anyways, so everything in moderation, I'm not exactly the poster child for moderation, I guess. Although, it's not like I stuff my face with food every day. I'm addicted to insulin, that fucking hormone. Anyways, Rudy Kisley says, where are the teenage enema nurses in bondage when I need them?
Ain't nobody gonna be fighting over this $5. It's all mine.
Yeah. Thank you there, Rudy. But again, like I said, everything in moderation. Yeah, you just, you don't need to stuff your face with steaks every single night or whatnot.
Maybe you should quit drinking all that beer, G.E.
I'm a drug addict. Thank you, hun. Big Sky Pioneer says, God of the Bible is a carnivore. He did demand animal sacrifice. Also, why did he determine that Cain's sacrifice of fruit and vegetables unworthy? That's a good point. It seems like God loves the smell of burning flesh, so I don't know why this guy is so opposed to it. God did get the best parts of the meat. That's right, honey. Do you want a mic? And the first fruits, do you want a mic? Apparently, Casey's going to have a lot of opinions on this. Yeah. Yeah, is it? No. She's like, I don't know how this works.
I just know where I can make the plug match the.
Yeah.
Hi, y'all.
There's Casey. We don't have that much left in this video, though.
That's okay. That's good. It's better that way.
Yeah. All right, here we go.
And eating their flesh and things like this. That's not how the Lord designed it. He wanted it to be free from death. There was no death until Adam sinned.
Oh, okay. Well, true. There was no death until Adam sinned, but I have to say. But anyways, so while it's true that there was no death until Adam sinned, there would have been no death even if Adam ate 3 cheeseburgers every single day.
Hey, ain't nobody gonna be fighting over this $5. It's all mine.
No, it's my $5.
Mm-hmm.
It says my name in it, so it's mine.
Thank you there, Digital Hammurabi, saying Casey is the best and we love her.
Love you too, Megan.
Then we got Wizard of Oz saying, seems weird that absolutely no characters in the Bible preached meat as murder. That's a good point. Nobody did. It was all perfectly fine. But this guy is going with, well, he's acting like Adam wouldn't have died because Adam wouldn't have been eating meat. But Adam, even if Adam ate 3 cheeseburgers a day with a side of a milkshake or whatever every single day in the Garden of Eden, he still wouldn't have died because he was supernaturally immortal.
He would have died. Adam was lactose intolerant.
How do you know Adam was lactose intolerant?
I don't know. How do any of these people know anything that's in the Bible? They don't. They just make shit up.
Yeah, they do. But
I can say it. It's true because I said it.
Yeah, that's right. It's true because you said it. That's correct, honey. But so he's acting like the good healthy diet that he perceives as a good healthy diet of fruits and vegetables is what would have kept Adam alive. but that's not exactly true. Also, like Math was pointed out earlier, humans have a longer, a long digestive tract that helps us, eat plants and vegetables, but we're also able to eat meat. I mean, unless we were fundamentally different, in like Adam was fundamentally different, and then once Eve sinned, our physiology changed. I don't understand. Like, I guess I don't understand why he thinks we were specifically designed to only eat fruits and vegetables.
Before Adam, there was no death whatsoever. Human, men and women, Adam and Eve, just ran along eating as much fruit and vegetables as they want, never killing anything. When you eat fruit, you don't kill a tree. Like people say, oh, if you eat plants, you're still killing. That's still killing. But when you eat fruit, you're never killing. You are actually propagating the seed. You're creating more life by eating a fruit, because the seed gets passed on.
Because you eat it and then you shit out the seeds.
Yeah.
And then they grow.
Is he proposing that we just sort of, we adopt a fruitarian diet, that includes vegetables, but primarily fruit, and then we just go and we shit anywhere we want to?
Yeah.
I mean, I feel like that's what he's suggesting, is that we just need to go out and shit in our yard, shit and
I had some blackberries today. I can just go out.
What?
Propagate.
You're going to go out back and shit some blueberry seeds out?
Blackberries.
Or blackberry seeds?
I mean, that's what he's saying. I mean, it's not me saying this. It's him.
It's him.
I have blackberries.
And it's not him saying it. It's God that's saying it, right?
Yeah.
So that's how God made it, perfectly. You cannot deny the Bible in reality.
So if God, okay, listen, I got a pretty good comeback for this. If God made the human body perfectly so that we could eat fruits and vegetables as our primary sources of food, one, why did he make us omnivores to where we need to consume various types of food in order to get all the nutrients we need? Two, if a fruitarian diet is really what we need to be eating, why is my pancreas broke? Why would that ever be a thing to happen? With the fruitarian diet being a high sugar diet, do you really think that's going to be a good diet for a diabetic to adopt? I don't think so.
This chat's killing me. Rob Thibault said Johnny Apple shits. Oh, sorry, I forgot to hit show. You all couldn't see it, so I'm sitting here laughing at it by myself.
So his argument here just literally makes no sense, and you can tell that he's just reading the Bible and he's not consulting any other information whatsoever, and he's just trying to make sense of what the Bible's telling him by just making up whatever kind of scientific facts he thinks would work with it, and which essentially means he's pulling shit out of his ass. Or blueberries out of his ass, I guess, or blackberries, whatever.
Well, he's pulling shit out of his ass and he's propagating. I'm propagating some butterfly bushes right now.
Oh yeah?
I mean, not out of my butthole. But they're planted.
You can believe in your own mind and close your eyes off and put your fingers in your ears and close your eyes like a little 2-year-old and say, I don't want to read the Bible, I don't believe the Bible, I don't want to suit myself to God.
And he said, put your fingers in, I swore, in your ear.
But I mean, he's doing that exact thing, like with all of the counter evidence and the counter information to the things that he's saying that is easily researched. He's just putting his fingers in his ears and going la 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 like a 2-year-old child. He's acting like a 2-year-old child here that just doesn't want to actually research or do any kind of legwork about the stuff that he's talking about. Now, I'm not going to say that I'd spent like hours doing research about the bullshit that he was talking about, but I did do a little bit to at least inform myself about why a fruitarian diet or only ever eating fruits and some vegetables was like not exactly going to be the best diet out there. That there are problems with it if you don't do it in inappropriate ways by taking supplements and all this other stuff. So, I mean, this is projection. Like, he's projecting more than a goddamn drive-in theater.
Well, it's also really weird because later in Genesis, like
Genesis 9.
Yeah, in Genesis 9, God goes away from only eating like plants.
Yeah, he says that
you can eat animals too.
Yeah, he says that the animals will be meat for you as well.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so God says that you can eat those perfectly fine.
I mean, initially, no. But, I mean, it was in chapter... When did they talk about eating fruit? I think it was in Genesis maybe 3?
Mm-hmm.
3? Or something like that. I can't remember exactly, but you were only allowed to eat fruit or plants. Vegetarian diet, basically. But then, just later on in Genesis, he changed it. So, I guess... another instance of a person cherry picking the Bible, which I guess works out for him because cherries are good on a fruitarian diet. Fruitarian or fruitarian? Or fruitarian?
Fruitarian.
Oh.
Fruitarian.
I like fruitarian. Just sounds fancy.
Yeah, and just so that y'all know, I did have a quick thought. And there's actually a paper out that has shown that heart disease is common in humans and chimps, but caused by different pathological processes. So,
I mean, fruits and vegetables are delicious. I eat mostly that, but I mean, there's nothing with.
Well, no,
not biblically, certainly.
Well, right, definitely. But his entire point though is that like bonobos and chimps and other apes, they eat fruit and they're perfectly healthy, and they don't have heart attacks apparently, according to him. But in fact, they do have heart attack, or they have heart disease, right? And they're caused by different processes, but they still both have them. But I mean, that's because they're those systems have evolved over time. They're not created perfectly. They're evolved, so they're prone to have problems because that's just how natural shit occurs. All right, we got like 30 more seconds here.
But you have no logical good reason to ever deny the Bible. It is true from cover to cover. And if you decide to reject that, well, that's more fool you. More fool you. That's your problem, mate. You're the one that's going to have to suffer with the consequences, not me.
I don't feel like I'm going to have to suffer any consequences other than getting like a few hours of my life back.
But also, it cannot be true cover to cover because there's contradictory shit in there.
Mm-hmm.
So it cannot possibly be true cover to cover. It can't. It's impossible.
Right.
But I mean, whatever. I feel like maybe he hasn't read it cover to cover. Or maybe he just does the thing with the fingers in the ears.
Well, in my experience, most Christians haven't read it cover to cover, even though they claim that, atheists haven't done that either. But most of the time, in my experience, most Christians, I guess, have, read portions of the Bible, but never like front to back. I mean, it's a terribly boring book. So, I mean, I don't blame them, but I'm also not the one throwing out like, hey, you haven't read, your book, completely or some shit. Unless they say something that is completely counter to what's in the Bible, and they demonstrate that they apparently haven't read it. But whatever.
Every man will die for their own sin. Every man will burn in hell for their own sin. So,
well, see, now this is interesting because every man that doesn't accept God will burn in hell for their own sin. But the problem is that the only sin that matters is to God, at least in evangelical Christianity, which is, he's probably independent fundamentalist Baptist kind of deal, since he's KJV only. The problem is that God doesn't judge you on your actions. The only sin that matters really is whether or not you believe in Jesus. And if you don't, if you commit that sin, then you're burning in hell.
I mean, it depends on your brand of.
Well, that's what I said.
Oh, that's why you were saying he's KJV.
Right. He's KJV, so he's probably evangelical and all this other stuff. So, I mean, if he is that, under that brand of Christianity, God doesn't judge you for your actions. He doesn't care about your actions. The only action that he cares about is you sucking Jesus' dick. That is an action.
I hope that you study the Bible, study to show thyself approved unto God.
Oh, yeah, we do study the Bible here at Godless Engineer every Tuesday at 11:30 a.m. Central. We study the Bible. The last couple of weeks, we've been studying about how Yeshua, the archangel of God, was going to come back and change clothes and absolve sins and everything. And we're going to be continuing on with Esther. I don't know.
I think next week.
Esther? Whatever the fuck Esther did in the Bible, we're going to find that out next week.
Yes, we're doing Esther and the Festival of Purim. That's right. I forgot we were talking about Purim coming up.
Woo! Booty dancing at Purim.
No.
No?
That's not what we talked about. We haven't recorded the podcast. That's not what we're going to talk about.
Let's see. That's going to be it for him tonight, actually. So that's, we're just going to go back to here. I really appreciate everybody turning out tonight. All the super chats, you guys are awesome. We're about to go into the Skeptic Mafia comments right now. And, the Skeptic Mafia gets to pick the video that we watched tonight. And then they also get to leave comments, about the video. And so we're about to go into their comments. But all in all, for this video, I was not at all convinced of his position that humans are made primarily to eat fruits and vegetables.
I could have been convinced had he used more whiteboard.
If he had used more whiteboard, you would have been convinced.
I could have been convinced had he used more whiteboard.
Okay.
Like Dr. Gene Kim. Now that is some convincing shit.
I mean, Gene Kim wears a whiteboard out. That's for sure. I should put Dr. Gene Kim up on the choices next week.
You should. We have not seen much from Dr. Kim lately, but I absolutely love his video.
But as far as this video goes, I was not convinced of his fruitarian plan. Or how he thinks the human anatomy works, because it's very obvious that we are omnivorous, and chimps, bonobos, and other apes that we have evolved from, they are also prone to heart disease and other afflictions of that nature. So it's not their diet that makes them impenetrable to health concerns, because they're not impenetrable to health concerns. And it seems like he just simply doesn't know a lot about anatomy, but has only gotten his anatomy lessons from the Bible. And that's always going to fuck you up, no matter what. No matter what, if the only source of information that you have comes from the Bible, that's going to fuck you up. You have got to supplement that shit. Phallus says, my currency converts poorly to dollars, but I had to help out a bit.
Hey, y'all know what? Anytime is a good time for a beer.
Thank you for the beer. I've actually run out of my Moonshine Arnold Palmer.
You want me to get you a non-alcoholic beverage?
No, I mean, no.
Okay.
But anyways, somebody pointed out that we are still apes. And yes, we are apes, but we are different. And we are built differently as far as our digestive system goes. We can consume a wide range of foods out there, and we need to in order to get those nutrients that I listed off earlier. So the human body simply wasn't made to only run on meat or only run on fruits and vegetables. We need a wide range of food in order to get all the nutrients that we need.
We should be able to run only on cake.
On cake. I don't need to say that. People already think that I, crush up Twinkies and snort them for dinner.
No, I'm just saying, like, wouldn't it be awesome if we could just run on cake? Like, that would be cool.
I mean, if there was a paradise in Eden, I would think that cake every day would be a standard. So, anyways, heathens, if you're going to be leaving out right now, I really appreciate y'all stopping by and sharing your Friday night with us. I hope that you'll stop by next Friday when we go over probably some crazy shit. I never know because it's up to the Skeptic Mafia. But if you're going to be leaving out right now, y'all have an awesome night and an awesome weekend, and I will see you heathens later. Don't forget to stand up and use your voice. Bye, heathens.
But don't go.
But don't go.
You gave me a mic.
I know. Well, that's because you were over there talking.
Well, I have opinions.
I know, and you have a lot of them.
What would you like me to?
Shit died.
Oh, no.
Donating this much only makes me drink
Elizabeth
more.
Richardson says, I think Oreos would be easier to snort than Twinkies. Yeah, you would think so.
Especially if you crush them up. I don't think.
Oh, now they can hear us. Sorry, shit just went funky.
Oh.
Yeah, I think the USB went out or something.
Like for
There we go.
everything?
Well, yeah. I mean, I don't know exactly what happened, but that's
On your new computer?
on my new computer.
That's not cool.
Well, no, I think that just something with the camera got kind of funky, and it caused the USB to flicker or something. I mean, I don't know. I don't usually have that problem. So, anyways, we're back now, but let's get to these comments. I need to pull up the comments first.
I checked. There's none held.
Okay.
My job.
Yeah, I know.
don't have very many. But...
Yeah, you were very dependable. That's right, hon.
You're so dependable.
Well, I mean, what you are. Like, I don't see how that's a bad thing.
It's not.
All right, we got a good bit to get through. Yeah. Some of them are pretty short though. Let's see. Let's get this framed up here. Like Jonathan just says, just wow. Thank you there, Jonathan. I appreciate that. Daniel M says, I didn't get to see the video again. I'm slipping in my old age. Anyway, if you all are interested, I was damn near attacked by a Canadian goose on Thursday. What the fuck is up with these things? Those birds are mean as shit. I was walking into the building for work, and that motherfucker stood up and hissed at me, then started coming toward me. I just backed up slowly and made noise to get it to fly away. The damn thing ran a bit toward me. I got away. If you find yourself being attacked by Canadian goose, always remember there isn't a damn thing you can do. If it wants you, it will get you. you have a better chance at avoiding an attack by a bear. So join the Skeptic Mafia. Nice segue.
We got a new member.
You know how states have like a state bird and whatever?
Mm-hmm.
Canadian geese are like the bird of hell.
Yeah.
It's true. And you know, it's weird because they're Canadian geese, and usually Canadians are like super polite. Oh, I'm sorry, and all that other shit. But Canadian geese aren't. They're assholes.
Yeah.
Straight up dicks.
Mm-hmm. And then Daniel M ends his comment with, "We should be having a hangout soon." Yeah, we should. Oh God, excuse me. So the next day I can get y'all is of course tomorrow. That's the last day of the month. So if people can do tomorrow, like maybe early afternoon, probably about 2:00 or so, we could definitely do something, because that's gonna be when it's hottest here. Around between 2 and like 3:30 was gonna be hottest. So I need to do like the yard and everything in the morning and wear myself out then. But yeah, I'm thinking sometime around 2, if you guys can make it, I'll put something up. Central time. That's right, Central time. Next up is Travis White, who says trans fats, though naturally occurring in small amounts in some meats and milk, most of the trans fat we eat, and which we know is bad for us, are made from vegetable oils. No meat required. No animals killed to crank up that cholesterol. Adam and Eve could have gone nuts hydrogenating vegetable oil in the Garden of Eden with God to add trans fats to all their favorite fruits and veggies. Interesting. I didn't know that.
So that's why Canadians are so nice. They have to compensate for their peace.
Command Cyborg says, "Hello, world." Wow. I mean, here comes the woo. So we're supposed to be learning about human history and anatomy from the good book, so-called. This doesn't bode well. By the way, better not script or bookmark anything. Yes, the divine counsel, ergo polytheism, is true. Jason Kolosik.
You should quit drinking all that beer, GE.
Jason Kolosik says, "You don't mess with geese, especially the Canadian ones. The chip heart disease is from eating bush babies." Huh? Thank you so much there, Jason. So already in book 1, chapter 1, humanity is given all plants and everything else that is alive to have for food. Remember that the next time an apologist claims no meat was consumed by anything before the ark. Okay, perhaps I got that last bit wrong. Let's say I misheard. Whatever. It's not like there's a God anyway. And by the way, we're omnivores, you dipshit. Just like loads of our cousin species, that means that we can get by on eating a great many things. Fruits, tubers, and other plant things wisely in the mix. Yeah. If you don't want to eat animalia, I don't know why I pronounced it that weird way. Don't do it for this reason. There are less stupid ones, and don't be a prick about it. Now, my Snicker Fritz of today's film. Here's a piece of 15-foot fruit. Smash all the buttons, ring a ding dong. Don't lick your phone without proper precautions. Become mafiosos. You get to vote on what we watch on Friday. So this is the Skeptic Mafia's fault tonight. Become mafiosos. You get to vote. And GE reads our comments. Amazing. And never take advice from me without scrutiny. I'm absolutely not always right. That's all, folks. Thank you. And Command Cyborg says, "Good night. Transmission terminated."
I'm always right, though.
Yes, honey. You're almost always right.
What? You changed what I said.
What?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know about that.
I do. I heard it.
Vanta Blue says, "I made it 5 seconds before I facepalmed. He might start a movement among Christians to go vegan or vegetarian, though. Maybe. I don't know." Next up is Torbjorn Lindberg, who says, "This is just so pointless and wrong. First Genesis says nothing relevant or correct about our anatomy. It does, however, claim that God has a physical body and that it happens to look just like expected for an evolved primate. And they wonder why many atheists mock them for their belief in a bearded old wizard. I mean, the reason why I claim bearded old wizard in the sky is because that's how Christians have always depicted him. So if they're tired of that particular imagery, maybe they should stop painting him that way. Or maybe they just should have not painted him at all in that fashion. Member for Dr. Osiris says 13 Illuminati confirmed. I don't know what that's supposed to be in reference to, but yeah. What? As for the rest, it does not seem to be about anatomy, but about diet and nutrition based on a very, very, very basic and incorrect understanding of how the digestive system works. A pure fruit diet would be very unhealthy for humans with very high levels of sugar, limited fiber, and dangerous deficiencies in several vitamins, minerals, and essential fats that we cannot get from fruits.
So, I'm sorry, I have to interrupt. People keep, because I've heard it several times tonight, that a fruit diet is very high in sugar. Depends on the fruit you eat. Like blueberries, raspberries, blackberries, strawberries are all very low in sugar. Lemons and limes are very low in sugar. Honeydew or cantaloupe is very low in sugar. You can eat fruits that are low in sugar. I'm just saying,
well, yeah, low in sugar, but I mean, it's kind of like if that's all you're eating, I mean, that kind of piles up over time, doesn't it?
I mean, it depends on how much you eat.
I mean, true. I do think that you could, you could control how much sugar is in it, but I feel like a diet that's more omnivorous would probably end up having less sugar in it than a purely fruit diet.
I'm not comparing the two.
Okay.
I'm just saying I've seen several times people say a fruit diet is very high in sugar, and that's not necessarily true. Can it be? Sure, depending on the fruits that you eat. If you eat like all pineapple and kiwi and mango and cherries are cherries are midway, but I mean, if you pick high sugar fruits, bananas, like apples, if you pick high sugar fruits, sure, but if you pick lower fruits that are lower on the glycemic index, it's not necessarily a high sugar diet.
Okay. Then we have the issue that wild type fruits are not like the fruit that we have today, since those are the result of several thousands of years of selective breeding. So by his reasoning, humans are designed to live a life with depression, type 2 diabetes, brittle bones, weak muscles, and impaired cognitive functions, all of which are maladies. You ask, maladies. Sorry, maladies. Maladies you risk from this from his idea of the perfect diet. Finally, we can also go into the large number of fruits that are lethally poisonous to humans, but I just go with 3: the Othangala fruit of the well-named suicide tree, the American beach apple, from a tree so poisonous you get blisters from standing under it when it rains. The sap and fruit juice can strip paint off cars, and the fruit of this steichstein tree. Leave it at that. Wow, I had no idea there were so many dangerous fruits out there. Terrence Clark!
Donating this much only makes me drink more.
Evan Mason said, I got married last Saturday while I planned the wedding. It was great to have your content to enjoy and forget about all the stressful crap. Thank you. That's so awesome to hear there, Evan. And congratulations for getting married. That's, I mean, I know when KC and I got married, that was probably one of the best days that we've had. Like, just in life in general.
It was beautiful.
Yeah. And but yeah, I'm glad that my content was able to take stress away. Normally, I mean, it's just me screaming at some idiot. So if that de-stresses you, you know, to each their own. But thank you so much there, Evan. I'm glad I can have such a positive effect on your life. All right, so next up is Terrence Clark, who says, wait, I'm supposed to believe God wants us all to be vegetarians when the Pentateuch is basically one long complicated barbecue broken up by some stories? God's solution to basically everything is kill a dozen cows, a half a dozen sheep, and maybe a goat or two. Give the good bits to me and you can have the rest. Plants barely ever get a mention after the Garden of Eden as a food source. Heck, Cain is straight up rebuked by God for giving him plant food as an offering instead of meat like Abel gave. To the apologetics about Abel giving his in faith, no such distinction is made in Genesis. Go ahead and look. I've often noticed, Terrence, that a lot of apologists will just make shit up about the Bible that fits their needs. And I mean, it's kind of sad, but at the same time, it just shows that they'll just make up whatever information they need to in order to confirm what they're saying. Terrence continues with, I don't buy for a second that the God who made the Israelites slaughter so many animals and make your local butcher want to join PETA in protest really wanted us to eat plants because he told Adam and Eve to eat a salad once. That's a good point there, Terrence. Darren Wright says, wow, I just have no words. That was incredibly awful. Holy shit. On another note, I try to keep these Skeptic Mafia comments of mine pretty short.
Thank you.
I'm glad that I get to make these comments. Those of you who can't make these comments, well, there is an easy way to there is an easy fucking fix. Join the Skeptic Mafia. Get early access to cool shit, and you too can make a pointless comments that GE will read as if he were Ron Burgundy on Anchorman. My only complaint, I have yet to receive my signed whale peen neck pillow.
What?
That is genius.
Is it?
A whale peen neck pillow? Have you seen the whale peen? I mean, yeah. It would make a perfect neck pillow. Thank you so much there, Darren. Big Sky Pioneer says he seems like a very earnest guy with an actual newish angle to argue for believing in the God of the Bible. It's still a bad argument, but honestly, it's the first time I've heard this approach. So again, kudos to him for breaking the mold and thinking outside the box as much as he's able to while maintaining his fundamentalist Christian roots. But I've never really heard him support his argument outside of telling us to eat fruits and vegetables, which gave me flashbacks to health and nutrition classes in grade school. In Genesis chapter 3, God gave Adam and Eve animal skins to cover their nakedness. So evidently, once they were tossed out of Eden, it was okay to kill animals for clothing. God was also obviously a carnivore since he demanded meat sacrifices. Remember that whole Cain and Abel story in Genesis 4? One sacrificed fruits and vegetables and the other sacrificed the firstborn from his flock, which had the acceptable sacrifice and which didn't, to the point of jealousy, cause him to kill his brother, committing the first murder recorded in the book. One thing about the other primates he mentions, like chimps and bonobos, they actually do eat meat occasionally, so they don't subsist on fruits and vegetables exclusively. Humans are omnivores. I'm sure this...
Just a little bit of money.
Thank you there, Doctor. I appreciate you. I'm sure this trait played a role in the survivability of our ancestors as Homo sapiens evolved. That said, I've been to third world countries and know from my own observation how limited access to clean water and protein influences human development, especially in children. Part of the reason the people in third world countries tend to be smaller in stature as a whole is due to a lack of protein in their diets when they were infants and toddlers. Protein is fundamental to building the musculature, skeleton, enzymes, and hormones. Isn't that the reason why we did that peanut butter drive that kind of started us on the whole charity thing.
Yeah, they gave each orphan I think like a tablespoon of peanut butter every single day to get them some more protein because they lacked there wasn't money there's not a lot of money in Haiti for orphans, and there are a lot of orphans in Haiti.
Mm-hmm.
And so the peanut butter is a fairly inexpensive, easy way, shelf stable, for the kids to get some protein. They also feed them, and I guess it's better than nothing but hot dogs. I guess the kids down there love hot dogs. But peanut butter, you don't have to refrigerate or anything. So that's what they tend to give them, is a tablespoon of peanut butter each day for each orphan. And I mean, that's not all they get to eat, but other than that, I think they pretty much only have money for like rice and beans, I think is what they told us.
Yeah, and
so there's not a lot of food for them.
And it costs a lot to buy peanut butter down there.
It costs a lot to buy peanut butter down there, like a crazy amount. So that's why we did that charity, and they shipped in a whole bunch of peanut butter. And the Skeptic Mafia at that point helped contribute enough funding for us to send 800 pounds, just us.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah, and they were really surprised when we dropped it off too, because we actually had to go to the organizer's house and drop it off,
because we loaded it straight into the truck that he was taking up to the shipping to where they were shipping it from.
Yeah. But Big Sky goes on to say the following is quoted from the WebMD webpage about nutrition for children. Protein is found in animal and plant foods, but there is a difference. Animal foods, particularly eggs, supply the essential amino acids that your child's body cannot make. No plant food supplies all of the amino acids, so vegans, those who eat no animal food products, must eat an array of protein-packed plant foods to get the amino acids they need.
Generally, they also take supplements.
Yeah, supplements would also do that, or would supplement to that. Sorry this was so long, GE. All the best, Skeptic Mafia, as well as GE and KC. Hey, Big Sky, I appreciate your input on this. It was really valuable. Thank you so much for that. Next, we got Jonathan Nickel, who says, we got a Bible believer who asserts that the Bible is the absolute truth. We might as well dismiss his whole case as a non-starter because we know all he will offer is confirmation bias with no objective evidence. I have to ask, did he borrow that whiteboard from Mr. King Gene Kim? He might have. I doubt it, but he definitely didn't use it like Gene Kim does. He doesn't even prepare anything in advance, as he has to look up the Bible verses he is quoting. And he was kind of confused as to where they were, too. When giving a presentation, it is important that you remember the 7 P's. Proper prior planning prevents piss-poor performance. I like that. Here we see a perfect example of this. Aside from a couple of Bible verses, he states that we were designed to eat fruits and vegetables. Whilst earlier species may have survived on such a diet, we are omnivores. We require protein. Whilst there are non-meat sources, I am fairly sure our ancestors saw animals killing other animals for food and decided to try it for themselves. Well, I think that they probably were trying to survive however they could. And at that particular point in time when, we started to develop like our omnivorous diet, I don't think that we really had a concept of like morality or anything. Like we definitely didn't contemplate the morality of our actions in that sense. So I think that it was just a very different situation. I don't think that it was I don't think they thought twice about killing another animal for food. It was. He asserts that there was no death before Adam sinned. Then how did Adam and Eve even eat fruit and vegetables? Did they wait for the fruits to fall from the tree? Also, if there was no death, why would they need to eat in the first place? They couldn't eat anything that wasn't already dead, and they would have survived without eating at all, if what he said was true. He asserts that by eating fruit, you aren't killing the tree, not seeming to understand that the fruit itself is also alive. That makes the temptation in the garden even more pointless. Eating that fruit would have meant killing a living fruit at a time when there was no death. Whoever it was that wrote Genesis seems to have forgotten the 7 P's that I've mentioned. Then he ends with the usual empty threat. Also, did he just try to claim that the human anatomy disproves atheism whilst describing human anatomy at all? Like, whilst not describing human anatomy at all. Overall, his video was less substantive, whatever, than the fruit-only diet that he proposes. Thank you so much. Then we got Drew's book reviews saying, okay, I gave in and actually watched the video this week. Let's start with the opening statement. If you want to know anything about history of mankind, let's start with the Bible. Okay, right off, this is objectively false statement. The Bible really only starts at best about 4 to 6,000 BCE, which is 4 to 6,000 years after the agricultural revolution and 250 to 300,000 years after the first Homo sapiens appeared on the scene. Yuval Noah Harari book Sapiens is a good book on this topic. Reference to Genesis on human anatomy being created in God's image. I'm fairly confident the Bible got the translation wrong. Seems more likely that God was created in man's image. That's what it seems like, doesn't it? I do find it a point of interest that the Bible says replenish the earth. This wording implies to do it again, which would seem to indicate in the context of the directive from this God that mankind was to repopulate the earth with humans, which, interesting enough, the human population was at its lowest about 70,000 years ago, just a few thousand humans near extinction levels. Still tens of thousands of years before the Bible, but relative to 300,000 years of human history, closer to our time than the dawn of humanity, so repopulating the earth at the start of the Bible could, I guess, make some kind of twisted sense. I suppose if Adam and Eve were at or around this time period in human history, albeit off by 5 to 10,000 years. After all, only humans can have human babies. What else could they be told to replenish the earth if not humans? So this leads to the question, what happened to the humans before the biblical ones? And why did the earth have to be replenished? He is not wrong. Humans are not carnivores. We are omnivores. But his argument of needing fruits and vegetables does not in any way prove the Bible or God. That is just basic that is just basic deity established knowledge, evident in our teeth, digestive biology, etc. He references animals like chimps and baboons' anatomy is so closely designed to us. If anything, this is evidence in favor of evolution and common ancestors, is not a biblical God. Anyway, heathens, until next time, keep on reading. Next up is I Heart Dogs, who says this is some real batshittery. Humans should eat fruits and vegetables because Genesis, therefore God. And where is this guy? That's a humongous whiteboard. Then he writes anatomy on the tippy top and never adds anything to it. This was an entertaining departure from the usual theist apologetics. Hey everyone, join the Skeptic Mafia. Vote on the videos GE breaks down. Enjoy the hangouts. I think that says read more. Yep. And know you're also donating to charity. Get cool emojis for chat. Remember to subscribe, like, and share. Thank you there, I Heart Dogs. I appreciate you.
Decided bitch.
Oh, okay. Zoomy. Ooh, he has a whiteboard. People, if he has a whiteboard, you know he automatically has a great argument. It's like the law or something. We have to hear him out if he has a whiteboard. It just makes his argument 100% more viable. You know who doesn't have a whiteboard? Godless engineer. No whiteboard. Well, not you. I do have one. So, totally can't take him serious. This guy, he has a whiteboard. Therefore, I'd totes take him seriously. Anyway, enough of that. Ask it time! Bruh. Cause bruh, whiteboards make every argument valid. Not. But even though John doesn't have a whiteboard, what he does have are cogent arguments, logic, and a witty sense of humor. And if you enjoy all of the above, go ahead and give that like button a bit of a sloppy lick. As well as the subscribe button if you haven't already. Hell, just go ahead and give your phone a huge lick.
No.
The lawyers would like to say no. As well as the subscribe button. How are we supposed to fight infections and bacteria and stuff without exposing ourselves to? Hold on a second. I just got a word from my lawyer screaming at me to stop telling people to lick their phones. Just a meme saying that's not how this works. That's not how any of this works. Anyway, love you all so much. Stay awesome to each other. Exit stage right. Thank you so much there, Zoomy. Next up is Trickster saying camera framing is hard. You know, at least it didn't freeze or go out like mine does. Why did he put the single word so high on his whiteboard? I have no idea. I think that he was planning on putting more stuff there, but then he just sort of gave up.
Or maybe he planned to do it and then he just kind of got to talking and forgot.
Yeah.
You know how when you send like stuff in first and slide?
Yeah.
I think maybe it was. Maybe.
Probably.
We'll be charitable.
Yeah. He starts by reading the Bible. Not a good start. This is obviously not for atheists. He says that chimps and baboons only eat fruits and veggies, but he really should do a little more research and he would find out that both chimps and baboons actively hunt and eat meat. Thank you so much there, Trickster. And then finally we got Jason Kolasik saying atheism only says we don't follow your religious belief. We could be following gray aliens that made us as ugly as possible. Anatomy shouldn't be even in the same court. Look for GE's take on this crazy vid from Crazy Town. I don't know if I had like really all that, funny of a response to it. It's just like, we're omnivores. So all of this is bullshit. But anyways, so I really appreciate everybody joining us tonight. That's going to be it for the live stream today. So I was just checking on super chats and stuff. So for any of the Skeptic Mafia members, if you're still here, we're probably going to do a hangout tomorrow around 2 or so. That'll give me time to do like, 2 Central. That'll give me time to like mow the yard and shit like that. So, we'll be doing that tomorrow. Now I've got to go downstairs and be a dad and tell Xander he's got to go to bed in 30 minutes. And, I guess we'll see you heathens later. Appreciate all you guys in the chat. Don't forget to stand up and use your voice. I'll see you heathens later. And next week we've got a bunch of doozies, as far as videos go. We got some anti-apologetics 101 going out on Monday, and then I think that we're going to find out why we don't believe in God on Thursday. So tune in for and Esther's on Tuesday. We'll see you heathens then. Don't forget to stand up, use your voice, and all that kind of good shit. Bye, heathens.